welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second episode of the CODcastZA. And today we have a beautiful lineup here for you guys. It is the top left hand side corner, and this has not changed for some reason, as I quickly change that for you. As you can see on episode number 2, did change. And there we go. And as you can see, top left hand side corner, we've got Astra Viper. That is Hameed. Hameed, if you are in here, I see he has unmuted himself at least. Hameed, welcome.
Yo, what's up, guys? Astro Viper here. I'm back, after taking a break.
Hey.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
I'd love to see you back. I'm gonna get to everyone as we go along, so people know more about each other. Hameed, the first question to you is to start it off is, who are you today? Who are you at this moment? Who's Astro Viper?
Astro Viper is basically leader, owner of Astra. I was in Bravado last season before that, but I've just been really busy, like I haven't really put in much time playing and stuff. So when this game came out, I saw an opportunity, I really liked the game. It felt very similar to the previous Black Ops games. So I decided, you know what, let me just give it a try. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna try play, try coach, gonna see what happens.
That's great. That's great. And then moving along, Nicholas Holden, the Grootman, the tallest guy in CODcastZA. I think Luke is probably going to argue with that one. But Nick, welcome.
Hi there, definitely the tallest and definitely the best looking guy in CODzA here. Hi everyone.
Oh, there we go. You can see he's beautifully dressed there. I think that picture, Nick, that I have of you was there when you went to the Black Ops 4 reveal. Am I right?
Yeah, it was, and that was a fun event. Hopefully, going to more. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, happy to be on the podcast, my man.
Great.
Good to be talking to Call of Duty ZA. What is up, y'all?
Yeah, and the same question to you, Nick. For those people that don't know, please introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? And yeah, we already know you're tall, but other than that,
who am I today?
yes, who are
Other
you
than
today?
many other personalities. I am Nick Holden, co-owner of ACG, shoutcaster, old Call of Duty player from way back when, and your good old friendly giraffe.
Oh, beautiful. We'll get to Mr. Vexoflexo last day, but we're first gonna jump to your bottom right hand side corner. Is WRG Sharpie, and if you haven't seen Twitter, it just blew up because they just announced their COD roster for the upcoming I almost said World War II, but Black Ops 4 season. Keegan, welcome.
Yeah, how's it going today? Thank you, Dalré, for having me.
Same question to you,
this is-
Mr. Sharpie. Who
Yeah.
are you? What you doing? You're still in school. What's clubbing?
My name is Keegan. I'm known as Sharpie. I'm a player and captain of WG or White Rabbit Gaming. If you guys don't know, I am in matric currently doing my final exams, and then the grind continues for Black Ops 4.
Well, the grind never stops. The grind never stops, and you're almost done with your exams, right?
Yeah, we've got a week, I think, or 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh, okay. Oh, well, around the corner. I think Luke is still having problems with his mic. Luke, are you there?
Okay, I'm Luke.
Hello.
Flexo's opinion of the week.
I am here for you, Vexo. Hello. Oh, hi there, Mr. Vexo. Please introduce yourself. Who are you? What you doing here?
Gaan het, my naam is Rexo Flexer, and I'm here to give you the hashtag Vex opinion, the one and only. That hashtag is still going viral. Just keep your eyes on it, boys. Keep your eyes on it. It's still happening. It's taking a while, but I'm just in the process of buying some retweets and buying some followers. And
you guys think this guy might be joking, but he isn't. No, but thanks, Luke. I appreciate.
I I buy players already, so I might as well buy
Uh,
retail.
you
He's
know,
stealing my joke later on, man.
you know,
Relax.
money doesn't stop anyone, does it? But I'll leave it there. Gents, I'm gonna jump right into this one first, and I'll start with you, Hameed. Just a little chat about Astra and where they come from. Can you just give us a brief history of the Astra clan?
Yeah, so
Astra.
basically, as we started in Black Ops 2, that was our first competitive COD. We were really successful. We placed, I'd say, second throughout the entire year, losing to a dip most of the time. Always been the underdogs, always had a lot of people that supported us and stuff. And then in Advanced Warfare, when we picked up Inferno and Cerberus, the team was me, Lithium, Inferno, Cerberus. That was our most successful year. Ended up winning, I think, nearly every single tournament that year, every major LAN event. Yeah, so we have quite a history. Our YouTube channel used to do really well. We had a sniping division. Yeah, I think we built a bit of a ended it all when we got picked up by Bravado.
Okay. And now your story is you've left the scene. I think it was an IW. What was the main reason for you stepping down from I think it was Bravado after going or from Astra to Bravado? Why did you retire?
Yeah, for me, it's always been about time. Like the thing is, I have like a lot of other stuff that I do on the side besides COD, like business related and like other stuff like that. So time has always been an issue for me. That's why I've never really been able to grind and play as much as everyone else. So I always felt like, I've been at a disadvantage because other people obviously know the game better than I do and all of that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm willing to give it a go because I actually enjoy this game. World War II and Infinite Warfare I absolutely hated. Like I didn't even want to play. But like when I had to play it, just I didn't enjoy it at all.
Mm, mm. So basically, the game just didn't do it for you. Um, but
Yeah.
but now you're back. You're ready. Astra is back up. You formed a roster. I can actually say a quite good roster. Your roster consists of who are they? Hamid?
It's me, Nato, Twist, Lau, Deuce, and Methods. Yeah, it's a six-man roster, but the reason behind that is obviously because I'm not entirely sure on how much time and stuff I'm gonna have. So that's why I'd rather be safe than sorry and have a set roster from now. I have teamed with Twist and Nato in the past.
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay, so Astra is back and running. I can't wait to see what you guys do this year or this season not coming. Um, and then Nick, all you now. Um, firstly, let's have a little chat about EGE 2017. That was what 2018 this year. Sorry. Um,
Sure.
a really good event, would you say?
Well, I think let's not beat around the bush. I think everybody wants to talk about the prize money and all that kind of jazz around
It's
it.
usually the first thing that comes up, but I'm gonna let you
No,
sort
for
that
sure.
out.
I mean, from my side of things, we're still trying to wait to get feedback on what is going on that side. From our side, we still haven't received payment. And payments for prize pools are handled directly by EGE. So it's one of those things where we're kind of just waiting to see what happens. They have stated to us that they have every intention of paying the rest of the prize pools and also paying us for our staff and all that kind
Mm,
of shit and actually doing the production and all the
yeah.
work behind it. So we're all in the same boat at the moment. We're just waiting for things to go through. Listen, there's talks of legal and all that kind of
Yeah,
jazz,
yeah,
but I don't want to go into too much
yeah.
legal
Obvious.
shit at the moment for obvious reasons. So we're kind of just waiting on that side of things. I mean, I take it that's the only thing we really wanted to bring up about EGE. I mean, we've talked
Yeah,
about it in the past.
yeah.
We know that we had a fun event and all that kind of jazz, but at the moment the biggest thing is outstanding prize
Mm.
pools as
And
well as outstanding payment to staff as well.
yeah, no, indeed. And then earlier this month, I think it was no, it was earlier this year, just after the release of Black Ops 4, there was an announcement from ACGL with the XP ladders. To those that don't know how it works, would you mind explaining, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, so the XP ladders was kind of like another trial for us with regards to the scrimming system. Last time you could kind of see when people think Bravado Gaming complained probably the most about that one, in terms that nobody would really wanted to accept their challenges anymore, because they'd post it and then people would be like, it's Bravado, why would I play against them? And then they end up not getting any challenges. So we've basically built in an anonymity system, so that basically everybody knows who they don't know who they're going to be playing against. So you post up the challenge, and from there you're up to accept it if you're available for that time. But additionally, on top of that, what we want to be able to build in, also a mechanic for next year, is that people should be able to wager their XP.
Yeah.
So it's a great way for you to be able to boost up your XP ratings. We will be monitoring it, however, but it's also like it allows you potentially to get higher seeding into tournaments if you want to be able to bet that against other teams. It's one of those things that can be manipulated potentially that we're looking at, but it might be a nice inclusion for next year if people basically can commit to ladders for playing for XP that they've earned from tournaments already. So I know MLG had the problem of COD points, so MLG points rather,
Mm.
like the pro points that you would get. Um, the biggest problem with that was that everyone would get like 5 XP for each match or whatever it was. It meant people just had to do like a needless grind. Well, we wanted to turn that on its head and rather say play in the tournaments and then grind it out by risking a little potential XP every time, but at
Yeah.
your own accord, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
and anonymously as well. So if you want to do a major bet, you don't know if Bravado is going to want to challenge you for that, or if you don't know that who's going to be able to pick it up. So it could swing the thing of things, the way of things, but it's something that we're still kind of testing out. I do like the system, but I think one thing that we need to work on is getting out notifications as soon as challenges get posted.
Yeah.
So we're looking at integrating that potentially into our Discord. So when a challenge goes out, that it goes into a feed into our Discord and potentially into the CODZA Discord as well.
Yeah, and this XP obviously is for your placing at lands.
Yeah, it's for your placement at lands, tournaments, any kind of ACGL tournament that has seeding. So
Okay.
Um, it's not going to be one of those things where you can like risk all your XP and then it just basically becomes a trade. And additionally, you won't be able to challenge teams on a regular basis. So you won't be able to be like, okay, I'm going to keep playing against this one team so I can try to get my
Yeah,
XP, which at the end of the day, they're more than likely earned. I mean, you don't want to have like a fake team into a tournament.
agree.
That's not going to work for you because it means your profile just gets less. So it's a system that we've really put some thought into, but it's a nice, fun mechanic for people to be able to be like, okay, if we play in a 5v5, each one of us have 500 XP, we're going to challenge somebody for 250 XP. It gives us a way to rank up on the leaderboards without having to wait for tournaments.
Yeah, no, indeed. And then
And it's
another,
this cool scrim system, hopefully.
yeah, obviously if everyone can get in there, then something like that would obviously work. It's basically like your game battles, that obviously we
That's,
can't take part in. So
yeah. It's essentially inspired by game battles, anonymous challenges where you go onto a leaderboard. The way that we've also signed the XP is that a lot of people probably would have said, like, then why don't I just scrim in a normal match, right?
yeah,
So you can do that via the website if you want to, and challenges will go out, and it's a great connection point for new players. I mean, you guys all know each other. You probably all have each other's WhatsApp numbers, but
yeah,
what about the new people in our community that have no idea how to attach? We've got actually quite a decent amount of signups. I think it's ooh, let me not get this number wrong. Last time I checked, it was like 53 teams that
yeah,
were signed up, and a lot of people don't even know who these players are.
exactly, yeah,
And that's a really cool thing is that now we're getting people integrated into our community. Um, so it's a great way to get people more involved, and
mm,
I really see it as a platform to be able to do that. But I think one thing that we need to be able to send out is like, okay, notification. I put it on a match finder, then that sends a ping notification to Discord, and immediately then somebody's like, okay,
yeah,
here's all the lists of matches. How do I check up these matches? It's something that we can even translate into like an ACGL game battle feed kind of thing
yeah.
on
Maybe
Twitter.
like sending out the tweet saying this team just, or not this team, but someone just
Yeah.
put out a challenge.
So remember, all these things do take time, and it's essentially time is money. So we're trying to be as efficient as we can with these things to build up systems. So that's why I really like to encourage guys to get involved. Is we are making effort to try, even from a standardization. I know this is not for the top tier players necessarily, because they'll probably end up getting a massive amount of XP being on top of the leaderboards, and then who knows, they might get overtaken by people grinding on the ladders.
Yeah,
Um, but that really comes down to how active they want to be in the community. So it's something I'd really appreciate if people started supporting more as we go into next year. But I think so far we've got the ground basics right
Mm,
for how we want to be able to set that up.
yeah,
I'm
indeed.
always open to feedback, by the way, gentlemen.
Yeah, so guys, if you wanna give any feedback, there you go. DM the man, get on that Twitter, get a hold of Nicholas, so you can help him out there with anything you think should be added or could help.
Yeah, we've been putting out a lot of tweets just trying to get feedback from everybody on what they would like to see added. Some of the stuff we've already been working on, some of the stuff that you'll see is like brand new.
Mm,
Um, I'm going to put this out there. We're looking at new ways for people to also crowdfund tournaments and get involved with kind of donating and being
yeah.
involved to spike up basically prize pools. Maybe there's a base system of what we'll put forward and say, okay, here's $5,000.
Mm,
But then going forward from that, how do we get involved? And then there's elements that we want to be able to build into your profile, and
yeah.
there's just some really cool things that we're working on at the moment that I'm actually really excited for next year. But it also relies on the community. I think whenever our community looks at other esports going on, namely CS:GO in this country, that they go, why aren't we getting these major tournaments? It's because it's not realistic and it's not sustainable at this moment,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
at this point. I get what you're saying. And another chat we had earlier, just before the announcement of the 5v5, is how does this now change things for ACGL hosting tournaments now that it switched to a 5v5 standpoint?
Yeah, we just need to get more desks, my man, and more network cables, and hopefully, I mean, the great thing is, thank goodness they fixed the server for Blackout, because now it gives opportunity for people to be like, okay, how do I take Blackout a little bit more seriously? And I
Mm,
know you want to dive into that question
yeah,
as well. But also that translates to potential multiplayer too. So, um, it doesn't change too much other than the fact that it might one mean less prize pool, but that's a potential thing that we can get sorted out through crowdfunding.
yeah,
And as well, like, it does not necessarily just mean it has to come from the players. It can come from outside. It can come from tier of sponsorship of like, I want to be able to invest $2,000 and will I get my brand sponsored on that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
it's packages that we're kind of working on at the moment, but at the same time, it just might mean a little bit more work and layouts and all that kind of jazz change. I mean, the great thing about 4v4 from my side as an organizer meant two tables. Pretty
yeah,
simple.
exactly.
Now, it means that you're probably going to have to share a table with one of the players next to you. So, logistically, there's a couple of things, but it shouldn't change too much. I just hope what we've seen as reflective as entrance on the ladders is something that translates into tournaments going into next year for us.
Yeah, let's hope so. I really do hope the participation at tournaments or lands just skyrockets up. So it's obviously
I
very
want to
nice
focus.
to have people there.
I know this might sound, it might not be what all of you want to hear, but I really want to focus more on the provincial stuff going in. Well, not
I
provincial, but local stuff.
Yeah, the local stuff is what. Yeah,
It's
the
something I
miners.
really deeply think is important, not just for our community.
Would you say like the miners?
Yeah, that also needs to get renamed because
Yeah.
moms don't want to send their children to the minors.
I get what you're saying, but yeah, it's something obviously to look at. Okay, Nick, thanks for that. I think it was almost
Is
like,
that it?
yeah, no. You're not going
Oh,
anywhere.
okay, just checking.
You're just telling it. Just chill. Okay.
All right.
But now Sharpie, all you now, buddy. Captain of White Rabbit Gaming, as we said. Um, and I just want you to talk about the result you guys had coming from World War II. Was it disappointing? Was it what you guys wanted to see? And then obviously making this change now to this roster that you have now, and just add in that other part of the roster that was announced that what that just fell through the floor.
Yeah. Alright, okay. So World War II, I won't lie. Every host was the first event for players there.
Free host?
We went
The Afrios.
the first one, the
Yeah,
first
the
event.
first one in Cape Town. Yeah,
Yeah.
Every sports, you
At,
mean?
every
at
esports.
Grand
Yeah.
West.
Oh, okay,
sorry,
cool.
guys. Sorry.
Just checking.
Sorry.
Naming rights. I got to file a trademark law against
Yeah,
you.
you can just
Okay.
you must just speak clear and loudly, please.
Okay, okay,
Oh,
so
thanks, man.
uh, okay. Then EGE. EGE wasn't a great event. There we placed fifth, slash sixth, and then we played Middle State. Middle State was the first out of groups, if I'm not mistaken, and we had Ian in our group. Unfortunately, we lost to them. That means we didn't qualify for the final stage or the Sunday. Um, don't exactly know our placing there, but also wasn't good. DGC I didn't play it. I was writing trick trials during that time. The team also plays fifth slash sixth again. So yeah, World War Two wasn't a great season for BRG. But I mean, hopefully we're gonna change it around for BO4. And about BO4, we just announced a new team. Um, so it's myself, Carl or Hubs, in Trigger, Trixie, and Fanboys. And if you go look at the Facebook page, you'll see Slay J is there for content and creation. But yeah, we looked at these players from the start of the season, obviously after things happened with our old roster. So I'll get into detail a bit later. But yeah, we looked at them because obviously the previous year wasn't bad. They done the Royal quite decent that year. They just didn't really have great placings, but we knew that they had potential as players. So we decided to take a risk on them and hopefully build on the team for BO4. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I do think.
Um,
Yeah, I do think. With the players you've got now, um, the likes of Vaughn, Trixie, and Trigger, like I do think it's your best possible picks that you guys could have gotten. Uh, I do think that Vaughn is probably one of the best leaders that's out there. That's outside of, would you say, like a BVD and Ian Avinko out
yeah,
of
yeah.
that, but he's a excellent player, and I think the times we have scrimmed you was they actually did pitch up, and it looks like a really really strong team.
I don't know. Yeah, as I said, all of them have potential. Everyone is good in the way that we should. You'll be looking at some upsets this year, so that too. Um,
I love
but
upsets.
but yeah, everyone is also positive. There is no bad blood between any of us. All like good friends
Mm.
inside the game for now. Outside, we don't really know each other too well, obviously. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the season and seeing what we can do as a squad.
Yeah, and just before this team was created, there was a tweet from White Rabbit, with your first team or your first official announcement of a
Yeah.
roster that what lasted 2 3 days. What happened there?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we did announce earlier. We did announce earlier the team with it was myself, Carl, Hypes again, and then Waffle and Kiriz. And then yeah, we were screaming for like 2 days. Then
Then hello, Keegan.
wait,
Wait, did he offer the
uh,
money?
yeah, I'm gonna quote what Dalré said the
Don't be shy.
last podcast about money talks, eh? But I mean, hey, it's their choice.
Hey.
So do what they
I
want, I
want
guess.
details. How much money is he offering? What's going on here?
I mean, I don't know if I should speak about things like this.
I
That's all up
think
to
we need
Luke.
to. Luke, are you comfortable?
Well, first of all, it wasn't. It's the organization's money, so I mean, it's not
Uh,
really my
Well,
place. It's not really my place to speak.
okay.
is it your
It was like
organization?
half and half, but
Eh?
Is it your organization?
nothing.
I don't
No,
even know
no,
what
no, no, no,
organization. I feel completely out of
no,
it.
no.
No,
Okay.
that's exactly where we're coming to now. Is the Vex opinion? I'm firstly gonna ask you, how did that happen? How did this hashtag Vex opinion start?
To be honest, I'm just a lyrical genius. Um, so yeah, just it wasn't
Listen,
really bad. Oh, Nick,
I
you've had
don't
your
think
turn.
anyone with a tattoo on the side of their head can call themselves a genius.
Oh, Nick, I'm.
Wait, Joe, what does that tattoo say?
It says I love life.
Uh, that's inspirational.
I'm joking.
Okay, okay, go.
He was scared he would forget, so he put it on his head.
Yeah.
It says come over when you're sober.
Come over when you sober.
Yeah.
No, okay. Wait. I'm just gonna leave that there, and we'll go on because it's not a story I would like to get into now. But
Why not? It's a good one.
yeah, how did
Yeah, it is
how,
a good one.
how did this Vix opinion start?
To be honest, sorry, I have no idea. I can't actually remember. I'll have to go back in my Twitter opinion. I think was it not? If I'm not mistaken, was it not the same time? Oh, yes, it was at DGC, a Comic Con. So I was staying with Carl Frost,
Yeah.
and the first day that we went there, we were waiting for our Uber, which took about 15 minutes because we were staying at it looked like a very nice hotel, but it turned out to be some brothel. No jokes.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyways, so Ubers could never find us, and then eventually the Uber came, ordered us Uber Black because just for style. And then so we got there, and I had a video of us getting Black, and then I was like hashtag Vex video update, and then I was like hashtag Vex opinion. It just came to me,
It just
and that's how it started.
yeah. It
And
just
now it's on its way to being viral, as I said.
Sure. It's
yeah. I can see. Kaden in the chat says that he created the Vix video update.
Oh no, oh no, Caden. I don't even know why you're listening.
He's still just roasting.
Go practice. Go practice, please.
You'll go back. Okay. Okay. We'll move along then. Nick just also wants to know probably is this Evo organization where they come from? Obviously, it's not yours. How did you get them involved? Did you just approach them? Did they approach you? What happened?
Okay, so I'm gonna be quite blunt here and honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
please.
people can, if they want to hate me, then hate me.
Yeah, let's
But
go.
at least I'm honest. So Travis contacted me after the World War II season ended. After
Travis
DGC.
being Lumo.
Lumo, yes.
Yes.
So Lumo contacted me, say he's got a few organizations, and honestly I don't know how he does it. I mean, I think he just talks a bunch of cuck.
Yeah.
That's how you managed to play for under Sinister 5. So yeah, he said that he's got a couple of organizations and they're offering this and that and that and that. I'm like, knowing Lumo, I know he talks a whole bunch of caca. So, anyways, I stayed with it and I was like, okay, well, if it's true, then I've got nothing to lose. So we went on board with this. They called Evolution Online. I spoke to the two MGOs, and everything seemed very legit, very nice guys, very chill guys, but also guys that don't, f around. They don't stuff around. They just get straight to the points. There's no bullshit, no beating around the bush.
Yeah.
So already just talking to them and hearing how they speak, I was already comfortable with what they were offering. And then I saw the contract. So they've got a Dota team. They're quite big in Dota. I've got a CSGO team and an Overwatch team.
Yeah.
So the Dota team contracts, and they signed their Dota team for Comic Con, and they organized them up with flights, equipment, accommodation, and they even ran a boot camp with. 2 weeks into on just before DGC, and they organized all of that. So yeah, after reading that, then I was very comfortable in terms of and approaching people and offering what or telling them what the incentives are. It was quite a struggle for about a month and a bit because I thought I had a set roster and then people left. You know how roster menu is. So I was just like, wow, okay. And then I spoke to the organization and I'm like, what if we had to do something? Because now I wanted to bring in players that, that are already in a team, but I know these players and also know CODzA players, and it's all about money. It comes down to about money. So I was like, okay, why don't we offer them a joining fee? Because that's what pro organizations do.
Yes.
There's either a salary joining fee or a buyout fee.
Yeah.
So I I spoke to them, and they're like, "Okay, that's cool." So they're like, "How much you thinking?" So I told them, and it's not a ridiculous amount, just to put it out there, for all the rumors going on. And they said, "Cool, that's cool. Maybe we can go half and half, and we'll draw up a contract with you that will state that we'll pay you back that other half in due time." So yeah, that's what we did. And yeah, that's basically that. That's the story of Evolution Online.
So this is the roster you wanted.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
No. So I wanted. So first, it was gonna be myself, Waffle, Keres, Clanko, and Sharky.
Okay, is that what you wanted?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I wanted.
Yes.
Everyone was set on that. Everyone, and then Clanko and Sharky decided to stay with EN.
Yes.
And then after that, then I was in communication with Hypes and Sharpie. Yeah, that obviously that didn't work. And then I managed to get Koala and the Viper, which is Sheldon, since.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see him back. We know how good that guy was in his prime, so I think he's got the capability of coming back and just annihilating everyone again. I think. Well, hopefully.
Sorry, can you just repeat that?
So I really do hope he like takes this this chance he's getting to get into a good team and then just go absolutely ham at land, because we know what he can do with his previous teams he's been on.
Yes, very much so. So going into it, we had to find a fifth. And Ryan and Carl did mention picking up Sheldon, the Viper. So just knowing he played for WRG last season, for a bit, for the start of two.
Yeah, IW, yeah.
Also, IW, sorry. So anyway, so I know what kind of player he is, and his dedication is not that great. I heard a lot of stories and a lot of complaints about him as a player. So we all had a meeting. So I was just like, listen here, I'm gonna put in the hours to grind and to become as good as I can, and everyone else doing that on the team. I've just heard a lot about you.
Yeah. Here's actually a question that I completely forgot about that I actually do want to ask you. Say now your team, right, comes to you and they say, listen, yeah, they've got someone they want to pick up. Let's just say it's someone. Let's just take Sharky, okay? They want to pick up Sharky, but they want to replace Sharky with you. Is that then something that you would let the team do, drop you down as a manager or a coach or whatever, and get Sharky in to benefit the team in some way? Well, is that something you'd probably do or possibly do?
No.
Okay,
no.
so
I mean, I'm not a coach or a manager to put that out there to everyone. I'm a player. I'm playing under this organization. I'm playing my role. My main role is I've decided to move to heel because that's actually before I stopped competing and took a break. That's what I played since Modern Warfare 2.
Yes.
When I started competing, I played heel. Yeah. So my team, I know my team's happy. I'm happy with how I'm playing at the moment, and I'm playing my role and doing what I'm meant to be doing. So unless someone comes along and can play my role better than me, then yeah, sure, I'm not naive. If I'm not performing, then yeah,
obviously.
So in terms of
okay.
So if I'm not,
I get what you're saying.
So,
Okay, that is it now from these four guys. We're gonna go into the scene and what happened in Call of Duty this week, in CODcastZA this week. And the first thing that was major was a 9 GB update on the PlayStation 4, where a few things were added, few things were tweaked. And when I talk about added, I'm talking about the Nuketown map that has been added on PlayStation 4. So a lot of guys have been playing that. And then probably the most significant thing for the competitive players in CODcastZA is the tweaks on weapons, specialists, perks, tacticals and some lethals, and I'm quickly gonna jump into that. Just read you some of the things that with the CWL setting now enabled in the custom games, what has changed now. I don't know why these things are still in the competitive scene. I know Keegan and all the competitive players will probably say they must go because they don't fit in. But the barricade deals no damage, but just slows a person down now. The barricade has reduced health, so hopefully you can shoot it down with a couple of bullets. Razor wire deals no damage but slows you down. Razor wire also has reduced health. Sensor dart only lasts 3 seconds, enough for one ping. The tac deploy has a maximum of 4 spawns before it destroys. Tac deploy has also reduced the duration of health. Reactor core deals reduced damage. The rocket launcher deals reduced splash damage to players, and the mesh mine deal no lethal damage. Now, I'm probably reading this and you guys thinking, oh well, everything I read now is things that should go. Keegan, you, Hameed, and Vexo, do you guys think this is things that should have been out before the first LAN coming December for the pros?
Okay, you can go.
Well, for me personally, look, I'm not someone that complains about how the game is and what's in the game. I'm a kind of player that likes to come of how to get around it, how to counteract it, because that's what Call of Duty should actually get to like a CS:GO tier or level of where it's so like this. It's just very how can I say it? Like it's very strategic in a way. Like you have to. It's all about strats, and Call of Duty gets simplified. It's I don't even know how to say it. It's like a simple game.
Yes.
So I mean, for me personally, I don't like some of the stuff that's in this game, but I'm just saying, like, I think it should be allowed in this game, so it can be more of like a CS:GO kind of vibe where players have to, have map knowledge and, okay, if this team has this up, then how can I counteract that? How can I break down that? If this team is holding down this alley with a barricade or a razor wire, what other alley do we push? How do we get around it? Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So basically, just more strategic plans needs to go in.
Yeah.
It's without it, you're saying it's too basic. Everyone just does the same thing.
No, not necessarily. Like I said, it's I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm saying there's just too many things that are GA'd.
Yeah.
And everyone complains about everything.
Yeah,
instead of-
especially locally, like everyone just cries about things and then we make our
Yeah.
own gentleman agreements and stuff, and I feel like that's not the way to go about it. Instead of complaining and stuff, yeah, I know it does add randomness and stuff when you're playing, but there's nothing you can do about it. Just like get used to it, just try, get over it and just play. Whatever happens, happens. If they change it, they change it. Stop complaining and using all your energy on that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now my question is, if you guys play tens and you scrim and come to lands, this GA is still taking place, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't. Whatever the pros are playing with, we should be playing with. We
No, I
shouldn't
mean
make
the pros are doing the same GAs that we are. Like we're following them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, if we're following them. I just know that we weren't following them like
I know,
exactly
I
as
know some
last
people
season or
don't. Yeah,
something.
like with the
Yeah.
drone thing and stuff. But like for the majority,
No,
like we're
whatever
pretty
they're
much
playing, I
following
feel
them.
like we should just do
Yeah,
exactly that.
and I agree.
Yeah, so whatever the pros GA, we stick to whatever they do. Obviously, they do it as for a reason. I'm
Yeah.
just quite shocked that that first rule set came out with literally everything in it, and
That was horrible.
yeah, I don't know what
It always
went.
happens. Though.
I don't know
It always
what went
does.
into it.
Yeah, it'll always get filtered out. That's what happens. Always
The
they
thing
clean
is,
it
it's
up.
it will take time for it to all to get
Yeah.
cleared up and all. It'll get its feedback and run its course. But can we just make sure that whenever you get concussed or nine banged, that you can please go to prone, because this
Yeah.
is such
Yeah.
off
Yeah, that's
that
you can't
you
even
just
reload
stand
those.
there putting up
Yeah.
your hand and you're
Yeah,
like, are
that's
we?
horrible, bro. Like he literally gets stunned, you can't do
Yeah,
anything.
Like, why
Just
can't?
stand
Why wouldn't you lie on the ground? It's like
A
the
lot
first
of
thing
the
you if I
time,
get
like
flashbanged
3 or
and you're
4 of
like,
you get stunned at the same time if you're doing like a
it's
rush or
terrible.
something.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
screwed.
Talk about prone. I
No.
wish they could fix the prone like that I can drop shot. Like I think that's a big thing that Call of Duty always had, and now it's just away. It's
Yeah.
fallen away.
Well, yeah.
It just
I
comes
mean,
down to the attachments on the guns, though. It's
yeah,
just a
that's what
dumb
I'm
stock
saying
thing.
as well. Like,
Yeah.
so say like, everyone's complaining about nine bang and concussion. Complain about it, but I mean, there's perks now, like the tactical mask
Yeah,
got buff.
it's got
So
buff,
if you don't want to cast or nine bang, run tactical mask. Like instead of taking out the damage completely out of the razor wire, there should be a perk. So say that the team's got razor wire down in a hard point in like a front alley or a doorway,
Yeah.
and you have to break through that. Then you change your class that has that perk that counteracts that, so you can just
Yeah.
run through it. That's what I'm saying. Like
Mm.
there should be more like strats and stuff that go in this game instead of just completely annihilating
Mhm.
it.
No.
yeah,
I
but I
agree to
mean,
the extent
it's always the
the
problem of them trying to mix the public lobby
Yeah.
and that
Yes.
with competitive. So where it might work perfectly for public lobbies, it's not working
Yeah.
for the competitive side of things. So competitive, it needs to be more stringent. And yes, I believe that every kind of move should have a counter.
Mm.
But at the moment, there's kind of things that are not counterable that just
Yeah.
don't make sense.
This
It's
doesn't
like
make sense.
and
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
also not in the like kind of system of what Call of Duty has developed over the years. So no wonder people are going to get frustrated. I mean, there's certain elements of Call of Duty that we've all gotten used to as a competitive title, but this is what, to be honest, pisses me the most off about Call of Duty is the fact that every year we keep on changing, and there's like, how do you, as in a person that like maybe starts watching Call of Duty towards the end of the season, start getting into comp? What is even the point at that stage? Because
Yeah.
then you're gonna just go, oh, then I need to buy another game. Is that what you're telling me?
Mm.
Yeah. So
It's
No, that's
basically,
true.
like a game that has a 3-year span.
I wish comp would have a 3-year span. I'd at least be happier with that, even though I still think we need a console title that will be. Call of Duty is the best one place to be able to do it, but
Yeah.
I just wish we would have a comp title that would stay as that comp title. I don't care if you change the maps every year, but can we please play Blackout 4 for another 5 years and just change the maps
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
maybe just like tighten things up and introduce more specialists, maybe bring a specialist pick and ban system.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't know.
It's all about the moolah there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
that's the thing. Yeah, they just want money
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, but I
making them
mean,
a lot of money, so
the sad thing is, do you know what would do amazing things for this game? Is if they actually released, say, the multiplayer for free and then just went like stupid ham on like how do you unlock your guns? Oh, you can play for this amount of time, but then you have to get it for then you have to pay your money or whatever it is like that. Because at least that way it's accessible to everyone. We've seen what Fortnite can do once
yeah.
it becomes a free to play,
Yeah.
but then you can double down on making so much off of microtransactions. Like
Agree.
That's true.
I've
That's
spent
true.
more
Yeah.
money on micro or at least the season passes in Fortnite in the beginning than I've spent on a Call of Duty title
Yeah.
because it's all about the floss, baby.
Mhm. Indeed.
Mhm.
And then back to that update. They also had spawns changes. I actually had a look at Optic Scrim. I think it was Splice last night, and you, you think some of our local people can argue, but geez, those pros really go down on each other when something doesn't go right.
Ooh, that's not the way
Yeah,
to say
with
it.
now that maps or the spawns has changed, it's crazy. But yeah, that's another thing that has changed with this update, and obviously the weapons. I think the MX9 having an update, the subs or most of the subs getting an
Except the
a
Sorg. Oh my gosh.
except the Sorg. The Sorg's fine for me if you compare it to the
It's
ARs.
still
I
the
think
best
it's fine.
SMG.
It's the best sub, yeah, but like there's some gunfires still that you're losing to a Maddox like quite close, which is a bit frustrating for a sub player. Like I mean, I don't know. The Maddox got a nerf, wasn't really a nerf. It's just the first two bullets it got a recoil, which is weird.
Yeah, I mean,
But I
first
mean,
two bullets
yeah,
on a gun doesn't even get
yeah, it
recoil, so
really doesn't do anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed. And then it was the tactical rifle as well, wasn't it? The swordfish.
Yeah, Swordfish got a buff. I haven't played it, so I really don't know
Mm.
the
Swordfish
guns.
Viper.
Yeah. Now, if you talk about the meta of what you guys are gonna run, like, is it a 2 AR, a 3 AR, and a 2 SMG player? How do you guys currently play it, Keegan?
Um, well, right now it's pretty much a shift between just 4 AR, 3 Maddoxes, and then a sub. But it's a shift between that, different map stuff. Run 3 Maddoxes and 1 RCR. But I mean, yeah, it's really AR dominant still, even
Mm.
after the update. So yeah, I mean, you can adjust. Depends how you play as a team, really. I mean, yeah, I would just hope the Soul gets a little bit of a buff, like something.
Yeah. No, the sword for me the sword's really nice. I think it's probably my favorite gun to play with in pubs now, or
For
on
sure.
Nuketown, I could say. Now that that map's out, but now moving along, that Nick touched on earlier is the segment of where are we dropping, and that is a blackout. Now, Nick, as an
How's it?
ACGL standpoint, I know you guys looked into Fortnite this year as well, and it was quite what I think it was. Did you have that Fortnite tournament at Rage, wasn't it, with MTN or something like that?
We had a Fortnite tournament at Rage. We had the Afri Sports one. That was the first custom lobby tournament in South Africa. The Rage one, we had about 1,800 participants over 3 days, which was pretty hype.
Yeah, it's
Afri Sports. The biggest thing is we haven't really done any streaming on it, which I think will also be pretty cool.
obviously
Mm.
yeah.
Um,
No, sorry, ladies. I don't know what happened there.
sorry.
There we go.
Sorry, broke up for a second. So
Yeah.
yeah, we had that one. So yeah, I mean, as far as Blackout goes, I'm keen to do more. I think what would really be sick is for like a competition, and I don't want to bring up that name at the moment, EGE, but just bear with me. For a competition like that, is that the Saturday and Sundays directed towards competitive, whereas the Fridays all about blackout tournament. I
Mm.
think that would be pretty sick.
How would
Also opens
yeah.
up the doors to people to kind of just be a part of it from a public standpoint, and also get introduced to Call of Duty from a competitive angle. So yeah, I think that would be pretty sick. It's something I'm definitely quite keen for. What's going to be quite interesting, as you might have gone over to local lobbies, it's kind of locked at the moment, blackout.
Mm.
But the fact that it's there kind of shows you that there's some kind of interest on it.
Yeah, yeah.
On the other side of things, how those lobbies are going to work is going to also be a bit interesting, because I feel like hosting battle royale tournaments is a little bit of a nightmare unless you can control the registrations and people joining the lobby, because it all just takes like a person like Vexo to invite his friends into the tournament when they haven't registered. So
That Vexo guy. This
sorry,
guy.
Luke, my boy. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Hopefully, it's just like one host, and that host is only allowed to invite people, kind of.
Yeah. No, so it's definitely something you guys are looking at, hosting maybe some blackout tournaments, and that would be great. But now, I mean, obviously, you being a CEO of a organization like Astra, is that something you guys would also look at, maybe forming a blackout team if possible?
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been approached by a few people already about, a sniping team, about a Fortnite team, blackout team and stuff. So basically, I'm just waiting to see like if there's big tournaments and as well, I'm gonna look at who places top three and stuff, and then I'll make my decision based off of that.
Mm. And
There's an opportunity right there as well when it comes down to blackout. Like if you have a blackout squad at the moment, imagine you just saying at the moment, yeah, we're the best blackout squad in South Africa. The fact that there's so many South Africans that are going into this game right now
yeah,
that I've never seen before in my life, and they're connecting to, you can join like a random quads lobby and just find 4 people or 3 people that you've never seen in your life. So imagine having a team that is constantly dominating time after time again. I mean, Some of
Yeah.
you might have joked about seeing the snot gamer tag. I've seen
Yeah.
some people being like asking me in those random falls, like, is there a snot gaming clan? And I'm like, fucking props to snot, dude. Like the fact that they're getting word out about their team to these average people that don't understand what Call of Duty competitive is an
Yeah.
opportunity for them also to produce content. It's like, okay, how are we going to be a little bit more competitive in this? Because at the moment, there's no content going out about Blackout, and it's the only game in South Africa with Battle
Yeah.
Royale.
And I
So
really don't understand that. The content is there. Like, people just not going or doing that extra mile, going that extra mile to get the content out. And with Blackout, that's your
it's
prime. It's
prime,
your bread
dude.
and butter.
Prime. To be honest, if I had the time, I'd probably, from my side, is I would
Mm.
set up a blackout team and just make sure that we dominate every single South African lobby that we play in,
Yeah.
and then make sure you're live streaming that because. And then tell people that ask you about it or like send you messages. I get
Mm.
so many messages sent in this thing like that's BS or whatever you did, like in a blackout lobby, but then say like check this out or whatever, spread the word out through your like success of how you play the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and people don't understand if you got a good line, if you got like a 5 upload, just to say, it literally takes you a few buttons to press on your PlayStation, and you live to millions of people that can jump into your stream and watch. So
Yeah.
like you just need to go that extra mile and get it out there. Like people will come eventually. Obviously, you don't need to worry now on the start because everything takes time, but we need the content out there. And with me touching on the sniper thing or the sniping teams, back then when was it Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2, and that's the thing. If they snipers that is really good, and people love to see that gameplay. So like,
Yeah,
oh
we
if
used to get a lot of good feedback on our montages and stuff. And the thing is, we also didn't only just make sniping montages, we used to make competitive ones as well.
exactly,
We used to actually produce a lot of content. That's the thing. When Dylan and I were together, like, we used to produce a lot of content, and I feel like that's where the whole Astra legacy comes from. Like,
yeah.
we got a lot of fans and supporters and stuff from all the content that we put out.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing. Teams need to look into. Obviously, it's going to help benefit them because their name's going out when content's being created. So if you can snipe a team, even if it's a one-man sniper that does his thing and looking for an org, I think that's exceptional to have in a team.
Get the number one blackout player in the country on your team.
So Nick, are you joining Ian?
Listen, I'd be playing if I could at any point, but unfortunately, time is a sacrifice that I can't put in Call of Duty competitively.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. The
Yeah.
man of ACGL is very busy organizing a R1 million pot prize there for us. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, it would never happen, my friend, unfortunately. If I had R1 million for a season, I'd be
Mm.
happy. Like I'd divide that into so many different things
Oh yes, obviously.
as
Oh,
opposed
that's
to
a
trying to do one
th-
tournament.
yeah. Oh well, if we look at that FIFA tournament hosted by VS, just imagine what we could do splitting that out through a couple of tournaments. Damn, that would be great. But still on Blackout, things that you think should be added, could be changed, should be taken out. Just off the back, I'm thinking about making a 5v5 playlist to play because obviously they looking at making it as close as possible to pubs and whatever being 5v5. I think
They will. They will.
yeah, having that on Blackout would be insane.
I think they will bring 5-man teams into it, to be honest.
No, because now your 5-man team is finished with their scrims for the night. Want to jump on some Blackout and some
And who do they end up leaving out?
Mhm.
Luke
yeah,
again.
exactly. Probably Vexel Flexo.
Yeah.
Aye,
Oh,
damn.
why does everyone pick on me?
I don't know. It's just Carries and Waffle that usually picks on you, but it's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
I'd definitely team with the biggest retards in the community. Sheldon, Kyle. Okay, so the Viper, Keres, and Waffle. Try teaming with those three. You will lose brain cells every single
I
second.
literally teamed with them, dude.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
three, they
Sharpie
sucked really bad.
teamed with them. Yeah, all three of them.
My God. No wonder you fucking like have PTSD or something, dude. And I actually saved you. You might have been bleak with me, and WRG might have been bleak with me that I stole 2 of your players, but I actually saved you mentally from playing with
Yeah,
him
no,
this
yeah, you
season.
did, huh? Sheesh.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Dalré, can I ask a question? I
Yeah.
want to find out from these guys what their thoughts are on control and how it's
Yeah.
playing out at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I love control.
Yeah, control's good.
Oh.
But I mean,
Cool, thanks, guys.
okay, wait. Firstly, jungle is not. It shouldn't be a control map.
Are you
That-
mad?
No, I think. Whoa,
No,
whoa, whoa,
that
whoa.
is
Are you
that is
mad?
not no.
The
dude.
first time.
Bro,
wrong with
you
you?
can hold
Get out of here.
defense so easily. Like,
No.
nah.
No, the first
No.
time we played jungle,
Jungle needs to go,
it
son.
was complete age. But as soon as you get it down and you get something, you get your team
Get
organized
control.
on the jungle map, it's really a good control map.
It's okay,
Exact-
man. It's
No,
okay.
dude, that's the best control map ever.
Dude, that map sucks. that map really sucks.
But is there
control
something
in general, it's,
specific you wanted to know from control, Nick?
No, I want to find out what the teams thought about it. I mean, I've only really played. I played, I think, in one of the COD battles tournaments. We played Control, and I had an absolute blast, even though
Yeah.
we ended up losing the one. But I mean, it was really, really so much fun. Like it's down to the wire. You have to keep on keeping an eye on like your deaths, which is something I think is quite important. Is it brings up that clutch factor at the end, and like really can like tell a really sick narrative
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
for matches. So it's something I hope stays, and for my side of it, I really had fun playing it, and I can't wait to do some shoutouts over it.
Yeah, I think.
I just
Can't
love
wait.
I just love the fact that it's not just S&D that you have to practice
Yeah.
and actually know like okay you have to actually have like map awareness and map knowledge. Now there's control as well, so it's gonna benefit because teams could still place well in tournaments and be like total crackheads and just come online and just script, you know, and not even practice, not even go into custom lobbies, just with your team, play against no one else, and just go through strats like you would do for S&D. Now there's another game mode that you have to do that for. It's not
Yeah.
just S&D. So
I think the most important thing from Control, from my side of things, is just your breaks have to be like on point. Like the first initial break off the get go is so important. So if you're running through your strats of how you're going to break an area, it reminds me a lot of the old demolition. And that's exactly what you would need to do. You would need to push that, watch the spawns coming across, and then it's either, okay, are we going to go for a second push into this area now that we lost that environment, or are we going to make sure that we're protecting our other space? Because if you overcommit to the one, then you're going to completely get double capped, and then it's like, you know, then it's just individuals running by themselves trying to stop these spaces. So I think it relies heavily on communication, especially when it goes down to like round 3 or 4 when you start to get your specialists online, and then from there it's like a point of okay, we realize that they've got this, how are we going to be able to counter that? And that's what I really like. I wouldn't even mind if like specialists were active from the get-go, but people will probably hate me for saying that.
Yeah, no, that won't work. I'm sorry.
Nick, go away.
That won't work.
Go away with Nick.
Yeah, imagine a purifier from the start, man. Insane.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I guess there's some
now.
Yeah.
What is that, dude? What's that shit?
that damage from
Or like,
distance.
imagine a grab strike from the start. Now think about jungle bridge. You got
Yeah.
grab strike at the start. You're going in there, grab strike.
Nah.
I mean, grab strike like 5 people.
Well,
That's
this is another question that I might want to ask you. I mean, when it comes down to like the online draw, I mean, would you be against if there was a drafting system for pick and bans of like what you would ban from specialists? So like you can ban gravity spike, or maybe you'll ban like the purifier's flamethrower, or like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So they can still use that specialist. Or maybe the specialist is the first thing that they pick, and then the bans only come out afterwards. So like people be like, okay, they didn't pick a purifier this time, so I'm gonna ban the medic stim or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I think little meta changes like that could be pretty cool. But once again, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts.
I think that's actually going to come into play. I was thinking about it early on this week, and I think that the pick and ban system is going to come into play.
I personally would love to have a ban and pick.
Mm.
Or ban and
But-
protect.
but I-
ban and protect.
I mean, yeah, that.
I don't think it's needed on weapons. in my point of view, or weapons or anything that's like
maybe the
inventory
special.
related. I think when it only comes down to the specialist weapons and the specialist like perks, I guess if you want to call them, or
Yeah.
attributes.
But also, there's too little specialists though, in my opinion. That's actually efficient in.
I mean, Tempest got a buff. That's an extra one.
Yeah,
you
Tempest is
know,
actually really good now.
Yeah.
But I mean, if each of your players get a chance to, ban a specialist, you're gonna have
Yeah, you can
nothing.
have like no specialists.
You're gonna have nothing. So it either needs to be like one.
No,
or
I don't
two
think each
bans.
one player. I think like maybe the captain
a
makes the
team.
picks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
okay.
maybe you get 2 or 1 or whatever it might be. I don't know what the
Mhm.
numbers are. I mean, they'd have to do the maths. But I think after the picking phase, I think there needs to be a drafting phase of okay, we gotta lock down the medic. Okay, then now it's up to you guys. You get 2 picks. Now it's the other team. You get 2 picks, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, for
I
sure.
just want to point something out quickly that's
Mm.
off topic. I'm looking at the stream now. My picture looks like I'm a chipmunk, and that actually looked fine when I sent it to you. Thanks for zooming in and cropping it that way. I
Obviously,
appreciate
need to
it.
zoom in there.
Colours,
They have to see your
you know.
beautiful face.
I look like a bumblebee. Course.
That's
Yeah,
perfect. It's what I went for. No, but we're gonna move along as we almost getting to that hour mark. But now to just the general chat. We spoke about the content, and I'm actually want to bring up the streams here of the people that streams daily, and that is High Five Era. We've got Bravado Lithium. We've got High Five Drew streaming as well, and we've got Vinko Java. And I know there's a couple of more people that do stream regularly, and it's great to see them getting or going live, bringing out content. And I know they're making videos as well. And if I just take i5 Era as an example, I think he made $500 in what, in the first 4 or 5 days of him streaming. So, or if, of him being affiliated. So well done to him, and obviously Java, he was affiliated as well with Twitch. So well done to them. But like, if you guys do stream and you want to get yourself out there, I know Batilla, I think he's one that streams as well. I don't know. I think there's a lot of other guys, but if you do, please contact me. We do put you on that Discord list that every time you go live, your notification pops up in Discord. And as you can see in chat as well, if you due to the competitive scene and want to get involved, then maybe click on the Discord link. You can register yourself as a free agent. Maybe make a team in that free agent list. There's many people in there, so you can maybe make something there. But Nick, again, here's something that we should speak about is obviously you maybe not officially involved with the Call of Duty side of things when it comes to these events like Comic Con and Rage. That's only a few days apart from each other next year. Do you guys think that there will be a Call of Duty event at both, or is everything just going to move back to how things were at Rage?
Jeez, I don't know. It's like let me rub my crystal ball quickly.
Yeah, what do you think?
I have no idea, dude. Like, I mean, really have no idea at this stage. It really comes down to those event holders, which are, as far as I understand, they're still very much in the talks of what they're going to get sorted for those events. I think it's stupid that how close they are, but at the same time, both events managed to survive through it. Comic Con obviously was. Everyone thought that that was going to blow Rage out of the water, but Rage was actually a really good event.
Yeah,
I don't like the fact now that it's a week apart. It's kind of just feels like
too much.
yeah, it kind of feels like they're fighting for the same piece of cake.
Yeah, but I do think that they should move all the gaming things or theme to Rage again. Leave
Yeah,
Comic
doesn't
Con,
make
and
sense
you know.
for gaming, to be honest. I mean, like, I guess gaming culture to a degree, but then it has to be a game that has a culture to it, if that makes sense. So it's like, okay, so when we talk about cosplay and people getting dressed up around cosplay, I guess Overwatch kind of makes sense, Fortnite makes sense, but like nobody dresses up as Call of Duty for cosplay. It's like you sometimes see soldiers, but that's not Call of Duty. That's kind of just because they're soldiers.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like games like that don't make sense to me at Comic Con. Um, Sorry. So yeah, there's nothing confirmed just yet. I'd love to be honest, dude. I would love to see Call of Duty back at those events again. I would love to see a CWL event at some point, but at this moment, nothing's confirmed,
Yeah,
nothing's denied. But I mean, our doors are always open to those kind of things. But
yeah,
I'm looking more away from the prestige of things as they go forward, and
yeah.
more about how can we get more. How do we get
For the
more
future,
land
yeah,
to people? How do we get more tournaments to people? How can we incentivize those tournaments? How can we make sure that you guys can keep playing for something, whether that's just something as a prize or cash or
mm,
just something like I don't think we're all dumbed down with the illusion that one of us is going to get picked up and go to Optic Gaming.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not
Obviously, yeah,
realistic at the moment. I think what we're at is at the stage of okay, we want to be able to play. Yes, we want to be able to play for cash, but at the end of the day, we all also playing this game because we love it. I don't think
yes,
anybody's here because they think they're going to become the next millionaire unless it's some way that they can turn their content into a gold mine. Um, which is still a good mechanic if you're able to pull the audiences in, but prove. I don't want to say prove me wrong. It's just
yeah,
I'd love to be able to see the person that manages to do that.
yeah.
Um, we're all investing our time into this thing, and it's because we love the game and we love the
Exactly.
community and we love competitive.
Mm,
It's not
that's
like
it.
you're hosting this channel right now because you think that I'm going to become a professional COD
Stream or
streamer
whatever.
for the
Yeah,
rest of my life.
exactly.
It's first, and passion has driven all of us this far, and it's going to keep sustaining us hopefully that far. But it's about us being, from my side at least, being able to try keep that passion ignited, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be getting anybody a professional contract anytime soon to have tournaments every single week. I don't know. Maybe there's an investment, but at this stage, it's not at that stage. We need more
yeah,
players. We need a lot more things going, and at the moment, it's just about trying to incentivize more players. So no, when it
mm,
comes down to rage and stuff, I do not know. I'm not going to give you an answer on that.
mm,
When it comes down to local competition, I want to be able to see much more of that as well as online competition. And from my side, I want to start doing more broadcasts of shoutcasting of COD games.
yeah,
Even if those are some show matches, and that's something I spoke to you, Dalré,
yeah,
about. Is we're looking at doing some show matches, like if it's Energy taking on Bravado and people come and watch that. It's not necessarily got to have a 20,000 Rand prize pool. It doesn't even need to have a prize pool. It's just something that I think people will be interested in watching. As far as just as a show match goes before we actually kick off with the season. So it's something I'm looking into. Calendar's a bit messed up at the moment with the commentary that I have to do for League of Legends.
yeah.
So yeah, just trying to find the time to be able to do that. But it doesn't stop anybody else from doing that. Like,
Exactly. Yeah,
where's all the other casters, man? Like, it can't be me and Dalré forever. And I
yeah.
mean,
Gee.
Tiana's basically married at the moment.
Yeah,
Shani from her side, I know she's getting in more involved, and Jason, and that's great. We need more. We need more casters, man. Like the fact that it's rested upon like my shoulders to do a lot of the commentary for so long is not a good thing. It kind of means that it's like stagnant as far as that goes. But at the same time, we need to be fair about like maintaining a quality standard, and the only way we do that is by people trying. And
agree.
that's what I loved about from your side, Dalré. That's what I loved about you in the beginning is that you actually got a lot of shit for your commentary in the beginning. Um,
Yeah,
you did,
obviously.
like
Yeah, no, I did.
straight up.
Yeah, I did. No,
You
obviously, I'm a like a burkie because obviously then they
own it, dude.
own it.
Own it. That
Yeah,
that's the best thing. Is like, but now you're like synonymous with the Call of Duty community as well.
yeah,
So it's just people putting in your little effort where possible because we're trying to grow this together. But at the same time, I'm not going to give you a false promise that you're going to become a professional overnight. If we
yeah.
do get an opportunity, do you think I'm not going to try push that as much as possible?
Obviously, yeah,
Um, Obviously, I mean,
yeah,
that's the thing is like if our track record has proven we're in it for you guys. I'm not in it here to fucking run away with money. I'm not rich.
yeah.
You guys should all understand that by this point. Is that we're trying to keep this growing and we need people's help. And if you guys have ways to be able to help, then help.
Mm, yeah, please do. But we're gonna move along quick, as the time's catching us. The next segment's going to be the community questions, where then we'll follow with the Vex opinion to end things off, where
Oh no.
the Vexo Flexo will give us his opinion on a couple of teams and what he thinks. But the first question coming in from Worthy is for Hameed, and he's asking why retire and then come back. That's basically it.
Yeah, as I said, like time and all of that, and I just felt like it wasn't worth it playing those games I didn't enjoy, because I personally really didn't enjoy the past two cards. And with Black Ops 4, I feel like I do actually enjoy it, so I'm willing to try and make more time to play.
Mm.
So yeah,
Uh,
that's basically the simple answer.
I'll add to this. Did things change at all from, let's say, Black Ops 2 and from then up? Has things changed dramatically with events and how things are uh, regarding where you stand now?
Yeah, if you're talking about like tournaments and stuff, tournaments have changed quite a bit. Like back then, we used to play Trench Town and a lot of small online tournaments and stuff. And I feel like now there's a lot of like major tournaments that we get to play. So there has obviously been improvement. Prize pools have increased tremendously. Like back then, we weren't really playing for like money, and I feel like now most people just want to play for money. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it's 100% true. And then the last question, or the second question, is for Nick, and this one is, what is your favorite moment while casting? There should be a lot.
Mm, yeah, there's a bunch, but I mean, can I divide these into
Oh,
three?
yes, you can.
Okay, so the first one that I think you guys will all know is the give him the trophy.
Oh, yeah.
When I was with Benson,
With Vincent,
that
yeah.
was that was just like amazing. Like just that moment, I kind of stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped casting and
Yeah.
just started screaming,
Yeah.
like freaking out completely. So there was that moment. I think, to be honest, I'm kind of happy just to rest it on that moment. I was gonna bring it into a couple of others. I mean, no, I guess there was.
Yeah.
I guess there was the Injustice 2 series, which was also pretty cool.
Mm,
I was doing some commentary there for Injustice. I don't know if it has to relate directly to Call of Duty or not.
yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was in a stage in front of people, so that was a lot of fun. Um, I've always the weird thing is I'm not actually I sound like an old man going into long stories. Um, but yeah, so to be honest, the CWL thing was a very 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 special moment. Like looking back at it, it was like the culmination of so many hard years of doing things basically for free. And
Yeah.
like hell, that tournament in a lot of ways was almost done for free.
Yeah.
Like we didn't make money out of that tournament, but
Mm,
it was worth it because of everything that we put in. But people, I don't think people understand that. Like there's so much time that went into that. That was like 6 months of just pure hard work trying to make sure that that one happened for basically nothing.
yeah.
Like I don't mean nothing as in like the event was enough for us at that time. Um, so yeah, it was really, really, really special, and just being trapped in that moment of like looking around and being like, "Damn, we've got a CWL sanctioned event. We are running this tournament," and like the fact that this was happening and all the teams were on board, you saw the faces on your
Yeah.
left and your right from years of like seeing each other at trench towns and seeing each other at like MWeb tournaments, and then at Joburg like MWeb lands, and then all those players coming together, and then next thing you look at the you busy casting and you look up and there's just a stand that is full. You just
Yeah.
like, dude, it
Yeah.
is by far
The best
the
feeling.
best moment, and
Yeah.
that's like that's it's bittersweet for me at the moment. For some reasons, maybe
Yeah.
some of you know, but
Obviously,
some
yeah.
reasons not. But I mean, it's
Yeah. Ugh,
yeah, man, yeah.
hopefully one day we'll see that again. I can't wait. I missed that one, so I just wish it will come back to our side again. But we're gonna move along. Just before we get to the Vix opinion, a lot of people have asked me why this move from Vinco to Energy Esports. As you can see there under my name, I almost forgot to change it. It was still Vinco underscore Dallas, and now I just had to change it just before. I'm just gonna narrow it down to there was just a better opportunity, a better, I wouldn't say deal, but just better opportunity set on the table. And once I've joined the chat of the EN players, they immediately asked a question. They said, listen here, they obviously lost Nato because Nato is now playing competitive again for Astra, and they would like me on board. So messaged Gaz, it went from there, and he'd like you wanted to do this a long time ago. You just waited for the right time. And yeah, so there's no hard feelings between myself and Vinco. Vinco, we all know Vinco CS, Mr. Clint, or the boss. Um, Probably one of the best guys I have worked with uh, ever in Call of Duty. He's an absolute legend, and then obviously my most difficult change was just leaving Java and Mr. Tipman behind, but it is what it is. We moved along, but I can't wait for the season. It's going to be insane. I can't wait for it to kick off. We're going to have some sick rivalries. I know Evo and WRG is going to be a good one. I can't wait for that. I don't. I don't know if Bravado is still gonna be around. I don't know if when are they going overseas, but if they do, best of luck to them. But yeah, I can't wait for the stories to keep coming and coming.
Well, we've got WRG and Evo in the lobby. Would you guys be interested in a show match?
Yeah, we're planning on
I'm
scrimming.
down.
Yeah, let's do a
Yeah,
show match.
yeah, a nice show match.
It
Nothing
just
up for grabs,
just
and
get
then
us
yeah.
just get us a host. I'm not playing on one thing. And
My boy, you've got 100 meg up and down here.
No, he
I'll
wants a
take care of
Cape
you.
Town. I mean, he wants a
I want
Joburg.
a Joburg, man.
Ah.
You see,
Only
this
have
is what you
fun
have. Joburg host, I want the Joburg host, I want to do.
Yo, no, I have to play on a 180 ping on Cape Town. Fuck off.
Okay, we'll find one for you. Okay.
Thanks, appreciate it, man.
No problem. Okay, Vexo, you're ending it all for us. Come on,
Oh boy.
are you ready?
Oh boy.
Come on, I'm waiting
Just
for
let
this.
me,
Okay.
Let's get some water for this one.
The first
Okay.
opinion I want is this Astra team. Give me your opinion. Are they good? Are they bad? What's going on?
Astra or Astra?
Oh, is it Astra? Okay. So it's okay. Okay, so we don't have to say anything else there.
No,
That-
no,
that-
I'm joking. I actually wanted to to be frank here, I actually wanted to join Astra before Black Ops got released. I was in communication with Hameed. Obviously, that didn't happen. Not that I got denied. Well, I don't know if I got denied or not.
And 100% denied.
Yeah. But, you know.
Until we turned on Vex, bro. We just I
Sniper, that's sniper. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we've scrimmed Astra. We have scrimmed them. We did smack them, but
Oh yeah, I saw a nice picture saying 250 to 7. I think it was something like that.
Oh shit, he did it.
Oh, please explain there.
What, 250 to 7?
250 to 7. Something
There's
must have
lot of ping issues there, my boy.
a lot
I
of.
don't know.
the thing is, the time we scrimmed you, that was like our first time playing, like with
Yeah.
that roster. Besides that, like I think 2 of us were lagging. So yeah, I don't know. Like we don't really take scrim that serious and stuff, and obviously we haven't grinded as much as
Agreed.
everyone else. But
Yeah.
I feel that we will definitely like within the
Compete,
next month or
compete.
2.
With
Yeah,
the top
we'll
dogs.
be yeah.
Yeah.
the same.
No, definitely. I'm just joking with you guys. I'll be serious. Like, I do think that Astra is a good team, a top tier team. I honestly do think that. I can only judge by paper at the moment. I
Yeah.
think that's all you have to judge by with regards to all the teams.
Yeah.
Is their names. So individually, if you take each player individually, I think it's a top tier team in my opinion.
We don't have too much time to speak about every org, but next one is Vinco.
Finko. Okay. I think they're going to place pretty much the same as they did last season.
So a
I'm gonna
second,
get
third
hate.
place.
I'm gonna get hate, but I honestly do think that we've never scrimmed Binko,
Yeah.
but I honestly do think that we'll be able to take them. You know,
Okay,
it won't
that's confidence.
really-
That's
yeah.
good though. You need to
Yeah.
have confidence. Next one is Ian, Energy Esports.
Yeah, that's a bunch of crackheads. Can't say anything more. It gives me headaches playing against them. But one thing when we have scrimmed EN is we don't take a lot of maps off them, but when we do play them, we always get that initial lead. Like we'll go up after the first rotations of hard points, we'll go up to like 120, 130, up to 30, 40 points, and then they just, they wake up all of a sudden and they're like, okay, fuck, and then they don't let us touch the hill for the remainder of the game. So that's why I'm saying I literally get dizzy playing them because I'm so confused. Here we are beating, and then they just turn up and they become gods. Like EN is even if BVD did stay here, I really do think that EN would take every tournament.
What do you mean if BVD stay here? Are they definitely going overseas now?
There's talk about it.
Yeah, I do think it leads to
What,
them
like-
going.
Because they're not even playing local. They're not even scrimming. They're always playing GBs. Yeah.
When you say going overseas, are they going to that Birmingham tournament,
The
or do they want to
USA.
go to like USA? Okay,
Basically, I think where it's gonna
that's
go.
quite a cool story if that goes through. I'm
Oh
ready
yes, it
for the
does, and it obviously gonna throw some limelight on us. Yeah, so hopefully they do well.
Okay.
Obviously, they're gonna have a
Really
huge,
cool.
they're
Well
gonna have a
done.
huge backing of CODcastZA.
Yeah.
So, okay, next one is High Five. Now this team is not really formed yet, but I think as of now it is Drew and Era, and I don't know, but I think it's them. But they are also veterans, veterans in
Yeah,
Call of Duty
Reigns.
community.
Yeah. So about them, I don't. Obviously, I played under High Five basically the whole of last season. All I can say is that I don't think they're going to place as well as they did last season.
Okay, so you're saying they're not going to place as well as when you were on the team.
Well, yeah, the roster that they had last season, not
Yeah.
just me.
Okay. And then WRG, White Rabbit Gaming, just announced
Be
their
careful.
squad.
Oh,
Come on,
Be careful
roast
what you
my
say,
boy.
yeah.
Come on.
Careful what you say, yeah.
Be careful, he's
I
gonna
got
knock
I got
you.
some dirt
He's
on your
gonna.
name.
Ooh, he's got some
Dirt.
dirt.
I'm
scared of
joking.
dirt.
I'm
Come on,
joking.
come, Big So, come on.
I eat the dirt.
That's weird.
So,
But okay.
So yeah, well, look, the top 5 teams in no particular order. Actually, no, let's do it all. Evo 3rd, Vinco 4th, then Royal 5th.
Okay. I'm first. I've lost full.
Okay, so Keegan, basically what he's saying is you're gonna have the
I'm trash.
same placements as World War II.
It's
Okay.
upsetting, but you have to accept it. Life is all about acceptance.
Is it?
So,
But life is also
Let's
proving
see.
people wrong, so I can't wait for that.
Exactly.
Come on, Keegan.
Exactly.
If there's one guy I want to see succeed, it's definitely
Hashtag
you guys.
prove Vexo wrong.
Yeah, there's another one. Okay, and then we're gonna end it off with a question to you, Mr. Vexo. Is you guys in the final of EGE, and it's a 1v1. It's someone against, let's say, Ian Frosty, right? Who is your one teammate that you would like to have in that 1v1 versus Ian Frosty?
I don't know if you watched Metal State, but you did not watch your boy Vexo clutch 2 rounds in a row. against
You want
Origin.
yourself in it.
Bro, he's losing. That's
I'm
game
the
over.
S&D. I'm the S&D
That is
boss.
game
He's
over.
game over.
If you
I'm
that's
the-
done.
What do you mean?
1v1,
Boy,
that's
you can't
done.
touch me. You can't touch me.
Okay.
Try.
Okay, we'll scum tonight. Okay,
Why-
we'll
why
scum
did it
tonight.
come
We'll
down
post
to
some
this?
pics.
And you guys are gonna get
Why
nice
did-
again.
Oh, shit. Listen, Vexer, I played against
trying to
you
eat
in
ya.
a public lobby and I ate you, my boy.
Ooh.
But Nick, I can't touch you though. You know
Yeah,
that.
dude, even
Yeah.
Vaughn in the chat's like, my dude Vexo got the jokes.
Oh, Vaughn. Vaughn.
Oh, we got it.
You
Yeah,
should just stay a leader instead of a player. Let's just say that.
Woo.
Wait,
Okay.
what? Wait, what did he say? I missed that.
Okay.
What did he say?
Okay.
What did he say? What did he
Okay.
say?
You-
I want to roast so bad, but I'm a
You
nice
can't-
guy.
you-
I'm gonna shut up.
No, today it's all friendly banter. You know,
Oh.
how that-
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's friendly.
Okay, I love ending it like that. But guys,
And also,
Yeah.
all you Call of Duty players, by the way, Dalré, I have to
Yeah.
say this today. The Astro controller got announced.
Oh,
by the
yeah.
show.
like, I was
Yeah.
immediately messaging the guy that I know is all about Astro, not Astra, Astro. Okay, and that's
Does
the
that controller
brand
have paddles,
ambassador,
right?
Nicholas Holt.
Yeah, does it have paddles? Like what?
Yeah, I don't know if it has pedals.
Like what is it like? Like I didn't even see him.
Well, the thing is, with the game, with the controller, I think it's going to be probably coming out a little bit later in South Africa than everywhere else. So probably March, like next year. I think it's queued for a January release.
Very-
January. So yeah, I want to do some digging, but I really like the aspect of it. It kind of reminds me. I don't know if you guys will remember. There was a MLG Pro controller at one point that allowed you to swap out
Yes,
things.
yes.
This one looks a little bit different in its setup. It looks like you can literally swap everything. So you can put two analogs onto one if you onto one side if you want
Yeah.
to, but it also allows you to change your settings and all that kind of shit too. So I'm not too sure. I'd have to look more at those paddles. I know you guys are asking about that. It does have trigger stops. That's the one thing I saw highlighted, but I didn't see on the blog post from PlayStation. It's got two UL buttons at the back. So there's left trigger. Yeah, so it's so you've got triggerable changes on
Mm,
either side. So there's a left trigger stop and a right trigger stop. You can turn those on and off. And then underneath those, they called UR buttons. Listen, I don't think anybody's going to know what that feels
yeah.
like. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think, I mean, build quality wise, they always do really
Yeah.
good builds. So
No, definitely can't wait to maybe have one of those hands, right, Mr.
no,
Miss
for
Wink?
sure.
Wink?
Yeah. Hey, pal, listen. I'm gonna try and get that first, my friend.
Okay.
And then, you can come play,
Oh,
just like Luke came to play the other day.
Oh,
Okay, thank you. Okay, but gents, thanks again for being on this second episode of the CODcastZA. Hameed, Nicholas, Holden, Vexoflexo, and Sharpie, thanks very much for joining me. Guys that tuned in, thanks for stopping by, listening to Vexo go on his rants, and to the other three speaking their knowledge.
Wow, just roasted you.
Appreciate it all. But for now, that is a goodbye. And gents, yet again, thank you.
thanks, Laura. Thanks
Thanks,
for
Dalré. You're a
Thanks.
superstar.
Oh, no
Thanks,
problem.
Dalré.
Guys, just stick around
Hey,
quickly. I'm going to
Dalré.
host none other than BVD Lithium because he's streaming some Call of Duty. So there we go. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Okay,
Cheers.
cheers.
Keegan, we're gonna scrim.
Cheers, Dalré.
Yeah.
I'm out there.
Hey.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks
Okay,
again, Nick.
sweet.